There's a circular nature of introspective and contemplative communication, a feedback loop that June shined a summer light on, attempting to differentiate between dichotomies and hierarchies, linear notions of spaces, peoples, and things that should be considered in holistic proportions, mapping out our thoughts and deciding which is better, which is best, which is right, which is wrong, which is that, and which is this. Because if this means that, there's no way that this and that could harmoniously coexist. But this and that are not mutually exclusive, because without this, there can be no that. But we should be careful not to dehumanize. Over time, we have categorized people by skin, shape, parts. Values have been assigned and reinforced over time. Whatever makes the more money will be just fine. Convinced by religiosity, patriarchy, and supremacy, the acts so cruel could be deemed not against the rules. Treating women like crops used and devoured for personal pleasure, expecting a doormat who will clean itself once the day is done and be back in place by morning come. Prepare to take on the grime and gunk without any kickback, because cooking is for boys who need to show others that they're strong, to not be picked on. Well, ladies, mustn't fuss. Keep all their concerns, fears, and irritations on hush, because just like the children they will bear, they are to be seen and not heard, and remind the boys it's not polite to stare. We look off into the distance, thinking about what could have been, that our dirt porches don't compare to the grasses green, of the wealthy, the powerful, those who have means. We'll fight with each other, unable to see that it is not one another who is keeping us from being free from the structures that keep us in our place, disheartened, downtrodden, with very little space. The man on the corner mirrors are facing away, ignore, walk by, say, oh, this problem is not I. Not yet, not now, but maybe sometime we'll find ourselves on that corner and slowly begin to lose our mind. It is not until their problems become our problems that we find their problems a problem. Oh my, think about it. If we compared, we'd find a hard hit. We'd realize that those above us are much further off than we surmised. The fact that we could be fallen so easily comes to surprise. Like a newborn baby as it meets its mother's eyes for the first time, a new human takes a breath on the outside. In a world of waiting to put pressures and expectations arise, don't do this, don't do that. Parents alike forced to fit into boxes. Check X or check Y. Some parents may think, but what about my child? Where do they lie? Maybe a new box needs to be added. Maybe boxes need to be taken away. But most importantly, that baby should be allowed to stay. Stay perfectly whole, uncut and unsliced, nipped and tucked, poked and prodded, bodies trying to fit into molds that were broken, leaving identities shattered. This body is a historical one, passed down from generations. Knowledge, experiences carried in cells and tales, trauma sent by mail and delivered, but once it arrived, was returned to sender, breaking the link to the past, maintaining the info of Afro's past. Within our minds colonized like the land that we lived, becoming our enemy that seeks to kill us from within. We must force them out to stake claim over our land. The space is not meant for them, they stubbornly attend. Like a family reunion where you are a stranger, the ones who were supposed to love you most put you in danger. So you count blood as water, even when dehydrated you can make a weak link. A tie, a connection, a web of confusion. Who's who? Who knew? But there's one, there goes two. A couple hundred to make this thing thread. A woven blanket of relation, warm and comfort comes from this creation. Ingredients line themselves in a store, looking up on you, wondering more. The stares question your legitimacy. Who are you to want me? Who, me? I'm just a girl who wants to make a stew. What does that have anything to do with you? Louder the stares get, and frequent they come. Stares all around me, this used to be fun. Head up tall, body dripped in sauce, ready for all the disgust they can toss. I take my time, realize there's no rush, there's no line. If I find what I need, I'll be just fine. I can do what I need to. I can do it on my own time. The stairs lessen. Which aisle can I find the dress in? A point and a head nod. I say, oh, thanks, dear God. made it through this trip. It was rather odd. A new space, a new place, a new mind state, and new traits.